Republic of South Africa, President Jacob Zuma, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, President Edgar Lungu, Cabinet Ministers, all distinguished guests, and all protocol observed. Your Excellencies, would like to give you some feedback from a Zambia Business Council perspective on the feedback from the sessions that took place in the morning. One of the key things that came out of the conversations, Your Excellency, is that the two countries, Zambia and South Africa, are connected together. Just like historical times have told us, we have risen together, supported each other in different areas of cooperation. In the coming years that are ahead of us, there's a great need for us to support each other economically and lean on each other and raise each other up in higher terms of economic and social development. Your Excellencies, it gives me a reminder of what used to happen to us when we were small boys playing in the streets of Zambia. In Luapula province, when we were bored, we would sit as small boys and try to raise each other up on the ground. We sat with each other's backs facing each other, and we pushed against a wall for us to rise together. And what helped the two of us rise well was if both of the boys were exerting sufficient pressure on each other for us to rise. If one of the boys was weaker and was overpowered, the boys could not rise up from the floor. And therefore, Your Excellency, this is an analogy that we see South Africa and Zambia facing. If we can push jointly together and find opportunities of leverage that I'm going to share with you now, that were identified within the morning sessions, we see that the two countries will only grow stronger and the sky will not be the limit. Your Excellency, the power of leverage requires that we utilize the potentials and strengths of each of the two great nations. Zambia, Your Excellency, has got great leverage with regards to arable land, specific mineral resources. We can argue and say South Africa is blessed with just as much mineral resources, but we've got specific unique mineral resources in Zambia like copper and cobalt that are unique to the country. We've got opportunities of tourism in Zambia. We have an underdeveloped infrastructure at the moment within the country, which also is a leverage that we can use. And Your Excellency, yesterday we had dinner with President Lungu, and he committed that his government is committed to refurbish and upgrade the major infrastructure that has been overlooked for the last 50 years. That is a leverage. It is an opportunity for businesses in South Africa and in Zambia jointly to take advantage of that and assist in the growth of our countries. While we would like to see South African businesses, Your Excellency, take advantage of this. We've got no problems with others coming outside the continent, but we have a natural preference for our own, and South Africa is our own. Your Excellency, some of the other things that we talked about from the panel were issues regarding the current trade imbalance that needs to be focused upon. There is need to address the current trade imbalance, which is currently in billions of dollars between the two countries. There is also need to cut the red tape bureaucracy, especially on the borders, where we see that trucks from South Africa that are destined to Zambia to take goods are sitting at our borders for a very long time, for a number of days. There's need for us to address that. I've spoken about the different infrastructure opportunities where Zambia requires a huge overhaul, like the President committed yesterday, of our relevant infrastructure, including our rail lines. Now, South Africa has got a leverage. Now, going back to leverage again, we've got a very strong company called Transnet in this country, Your Excellency, that is strong at building rail infrastructure networks. We've got the Gautrain. We'd like to see the Gautrain in Lusaka, Your Excellency. It will help us so that South Africa has done it. It's like they say, been there, done it, and dusted. And we'd like to see South African companies do that in Zambia. We'd like to see more collaboration, Your Excellency, with each other instead of being competitors. We are brothers in this land. So, Your Excellency, There are various opportunities which include opening up of farm blocks to Southern African farmers. It also includes each of us doing businesses with 100% owned companies. Now, here's another leverage, Your Excellency, that South Africa has done very well. South Africa is one of the African leading nations where the empowerment of local black people is working like magic. I know you've alluded to some improvements in the triple PFA enhancements, and I hope and pray those come sooner than later. But if all those concepts could be transported to Zambia, at the moment, these are some of the things that the Zambia-South Africa Business Council looks at, looking at what works best within South Africa, assisting in introducing and recommending it to our legislature and the heads of government and departments, and also on the other side from Zambia, looking at what has worked. The two things that are common across the board is that we've got a great sense of democracy within these two nations, and I must be proud to say that we've got the best presidents in the world among the two countries. And so, with that leverage, Your Excellency, with that leverage, the two countries can only collaborate and get to greater heights. There are certain issues that needs to be addressed also with regards to delays in issuing of permits for the business people that are moving into both directions. I'm a Zambian living in South Africa, and my wife running a business. I've experienced it firsthand also, the difficulty of getting business people from Zambia coming into South Africa and getting permits. And I've heard also from the Zambia-South Africa Business Forum how South African companies find it difficult to get permits for their employees in Zambia. And therefore, Your Excellency, without further ado, those are some of the key things. And my counterpart has mentioned it's a conundrum, diversification of energy. So that also needs to be followed up. What was coming out strongly is the concept of introducing, we are strong at hydro as Zambia, but solar. Zambia has got the best sun. I promise you, those of you, if you are light, you go in Zambia, you come back as dark as I am. Because we've got the best sunlight, but we're not making use of it. And so, Your Excellency, we are asking that we need to diversify the energy sources. Technologies such as hydro systems, geothermal, and one of the technologies South Africa is good at is pumped storage technology, where they pump water in the night when there's low capacity, and during peak times, let that water run down. We don't have those. We've got rivers just running, and without making use of that kind of leverage, Your Excellency. And some of it is waste energy, including nuclear. It is important that the two countries invest in this opportunity for energy growth. So with those few words, Your Excellency, others my counterpart has mentioned them, so I'm not going to go into them. I want to thank you so much for coming and gracing this opportunity for the Business Forum. Thank you very much, sir.